Yeah, I'm sure you've heard by now. We're expecting a little rain here for Saturday. If you're thinking of weekend plans, Sunday's looking a lot more sunnier. It's a lot warmer, that's for sure. It has a rain chance too, not to say it's completely dry all day. Let's start where we've got WDSU first warning weather Doppler radar. Already seeing quite a bit of rain, but it's pretty far west of us at this time. It's all the way to Franklin, Lafayette, to Baton Rouge, New Roads, pretty hefty storms there. Not a whole lot going on here, but there is so much going on. We're going to get right to what we're discussing in the way of the stats. We'll kind of blow through them really quick. 60s where we started, almost 70 in many cases. Made it to 80 degrees officially today, Lakefront 78, and we're still into the 70s. And the winds really picked up, drove in a little bit higher humidity, but the winds were 15, 25, gusts were near 40 in some cases. So here's the bulk of the storm system. It is still pretty far west. It's churning around right there with that spin into East Texas. Now, a lot of storm activity out in front of it, and the difficulty with this system is it actually splits into two pieces with the latest energy. So it's not just one system that drives right overhead. Will that south part of that energy still take a lot of the energy and bring out a lot of storm activity? That's one of the big questions. High-res forecast lines up pretty well right here, and this is an updated hourly forecast each hour. Shower potential by 11, then maybe the bulk of the storms that are way out in the Gulf moving through into the early morning hours and up until daybreak. Morning temperatures starting off in the 60s. North Shore could be a little bit cooler in low 60s, but not too bad. Now, there is a very low risk of storms being severe through the rest of the day. It's pretty far west. I'm watching the potential we could be under a low risk like that tomorrow. This forecast came in with one of our forecasts we provide with our weather providers here, and is about 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock this afternoon. It moves this wave of storms north and then just hardly anything through the rest of the day. Now, can't be completely discounted, but it is an outlier, as we say. It's a forecast that's not going along with what a lot of the others are saying. This forecast is similar to the hourly updated outlook, and it shows that bulk of storms in the Gulf driving in by 4, 5 to 6, then a break, then a second round of storms developing by midday, then that moves through, and that's pretty much the end of the storms once we get past sunset. This forecast out of the U.S., a little lower resolution, but one of our workhorse forecasts does a really good job. We put a lot of effort in this over the last 15 years to develop this. That shows the potential of the overnight early morning storms, then kind of a break, but then a redevelopment of more storms during the day. They're out of here by the evening hours. Forecast out of Europe has been similar and wanted to bring most of the storm activity as we go through the heart of the day, at 10 a.m. up into about 6 p.m., and the timing of the storms wrapping up as we get to the evening hours. That seems to be the biggest theme. 6 to 7 o'clock, we're all done with rain. Locally, heavy rain is our biggest risk tomorrow. If you get multiple storms, could have a few inches of rain. Low risk for the flooding, but that's why it's a WDSU first warning weather impact day. Temperature-wise, even with the clouds and the rain, 78, 79, 80. If you get a lot more rain, maybe 77. But the election day forecast is calling for storms off and on throughout the day, so headed to the polls, take the rain gear. This is kind of to sum it up. Showers and storms likely through the day. The timing is the bulk of the storms maybe tonight, and then more scattered in nature throughout the day. The low risk for flooding, and there's a low risk that there could be a strong storm or two. We get into Sunday, we get more sunshine. There's a small chance we could break out a storm or two. We're much warmer. We're up to about 85. Bruise, boils, and bubbles should be really, really nice. Don't be surprised if there is a shower or a storm. Heading into Monday, we get a front that moves in, and that poses a low risk of severe weather. But again, if it moves through in the morning with the latest data, that keeps that risk low. So WDSU first warning weather 7-day. The potential for heavier rain is the impact day tomorrow. Nicer on Sunday in the way of a lot more sunshine, and then we'll keep an eye out for the front on Monday.